Yo, what's cracking everyone? Ericship 111 here, and no, this is not a Forza Horizon 5 video. In fact, we are talking about a game that perhaps inspired the Forza Horizon series, and that is of course Test Drive Unlimited. More specifically, their upcoming title of Solar Crown. Now, for those who may not know what Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown is, well, it's an upcoming open world racing game set in Hong Kong Island that will release sometime this year. But it's not just all about racing. There's a major lifestyle element to the game. The cars you purchase or acquire aims to deliver a deep sense of connection with us the drivers, and honestly, there is so much more that I can go into about what the series entails. But in today's video, I want to talk about everything that has been revealed thus far by Kiloton, who are the developers for Solar Crown. So far, they have published 2 newsletter articles, and for anyone who hasn't kept up to date or would like to know everything thus far with Solar Crown, then this is the video for you, as well as subscribing to my channel for more Solar Crown updates. I mean, the game looks very exciting and could once again be the benchmark for open world races. So, beginning with all the information from the first newsletter that was published back in March, starting with number 1, the dealership experience. Now, one thing I might do in this video is compare Solar Crown with Forza Horizon 5, only because I know most of my audience are familiar with Forza, and perhaps not so much with the older Test Drive Unlimited games, so just a small disclaimer. But anyways, with Solar Crown, the developers really want the experience of purchasing a new vehicle means something. Therefore, when you have earned enough cash and ready to buy your next car, you must head over to a dealership, which looks something like this. Now, keep in mind, these are just concept arts and they may differ when the game actually comes out. There will be a total of 14 specialist dealers, each offering different brands located all across Hong Kong Island. And not only that, in the Solar Crown universe, you must choose between 2 clans. You can either be a part of the Sharps, which consider themselves to be socially elite, who loves sophistication and classic luxury, or you could choose the Streets. These people like going against the grain and do not blend well with the norm, and are driven more by the underground and an extravagant street culture. Those clans will also have their own dealerships dedicated to what they stand for, with a wide variety of different car manufacturers as well. Now, once you are in a dealership, you are free to roam around. You can interact with the car you are looking to purchase, whether it's admiring the exterior or taking a closer look at the interior, and you can even start the engine just to hear what it sounds like before you buy. I mean, this is so Test Drive, which I love because it's trying to make every experience in the game meaningful, whereas in Forza Horizon 5, it's more about just buying and collecting. The appreciation of owning a vehicle in that game has kind of been lost, but not in Solar Crown. But it gets a little more interesting whenever you are in any of these places, like a dealership where you can freely walk around in. It acts as a social hub where you can see other players online too, and here you can meet new players, chat, and even possibly start driving together, if you like the new online friend, that is. Now, personally for me, I'm not sure how convinced I am with this model, as in Forza Horizon 5, you can meet others out in free roam, but majority of the time, most players are doing their own thing, so I'm curious to see how this model of meeting new players online will pan out. But I do like the idea that there are other people in real time visiting dealerships, as it does feel rather authentic. Now, right as you are about to purchase your next vehicle from the dealership, you can take it out for a test drive, and if you're set in buying the new car, Solar Crown will offer optional extras from the manufacturer, just like in real life, so you can finally own the car that you have dreamed of. Man, I love how this all sounds, and the fact that you also have to discover these manufacturers while exploring Hong Kong Island and progressing through the game as well is fantastic. I can imagine myself just wanting to find these dealerships in hopes that my dream car will be there, and in return, either I'll be disappointed or I do buy my next dream car, or at least the journey was something to remember, which is kind of like real life, I guess. Number 2, workshop. So this is basically car customization. Now again, much like the dealership, the Solar Crown workshop will also act as a social hub for interacting with other players online. But what can we do to our vehicles? Now, it says that if you want to modify your vehicle for a performance increase, you can, from individual parts all the way through to a full engine configuration. But he also says that for those who may not know much about upgrading your vehicles, Solar Crown will simplify and group these categories to help you focus on what you want to improve, whether it's power, traction, acceleration, braking, and so on. And in total, there will be 13 customizable performance parts across 6 categories for combustion engines and 12 for electric engines. It's also important to note that access to some of these modifications will also depend on your reputation level in the clan. So I guess all in all, car upgrades in Solar Crown seem to be quite sound. I don't think in this particular area Solar Crown would do anything that's really going to stand out from other open world racing games, but I'm at least hoping that car sounds will change when you do upgrade your car, as to me that is a very important element, especially when they talk about having a deeper sense of connection with your own vehicle. Kiloton also talked about custom liveries that you can put onto your vehicles as well, whether it's applying a different finish of paint or creating your own unique decals, but nothing about visual customizations like aftermarket body kits. So I believe they are staying with the same Test Drive Unlimited approach with car customization. Who knows, maybe they will release more information about that later on, but for now it looks like customizing cars will be strictly for upgrading performance and adding new liveries. Now we move on to this month's newsletter that was just recently published in April with number 3, the map. So as we know, Solar Crown will be set in Hong Kong Island, which I believe is the first modern open world racer to be set anywhere in Asia. And hopefully Kiloton will set a new trend for more open world racing games to explore this part of the world, as there are some amazing locations in Asia that I think other racing games like Forza Horizon and Need for Speed could be set. But anyways, I digress. So much like the previous Test Drive Unlimited games, Hong Kong Island will be faithfully recreated at a 1-to-1 scale, which is awesome to hear, because that means we will be able to explore anywhere and everywhere from the expressways all the way to the mountain roads. Not only that, the city is very dense, and I can't wait to see all of this in current gen graphics. There will be a total of 370 miles or 600 kilometers worth of roads to discover, which may be smaller than previous Test Drive Unlimited games, but the jump visually from its previous title, which was well over 10 years ago, I'm sure will easily make up for that deficit. The more you explore the island, the more rewards you will earn, essentially encouraging us, the players, to go out and free roam. So of course, Hong Kong Island offers a wide range of different environments and terrains with many different landscapes, and honestly, after Forza Horizon 5 with all the different biomes and stuff that the developers kept saying, to me, it's kind of left a bad taste in my mouth, especially after how disappointing the main map of Horizon 5 actually ended up being. However, because Solar Crown is essentially a 1-to-1 scale of the actual island, you can't really fudge or choose locations that are easy to model. Whatever is there needs to be created in-game, whereas I felt that Playground Games with Horizon 5, they decided to include certain places because it was just simply easier to make rather than being the best place to showcase Mexico. Now, there will be off-roading in Solar Crown too, and it's also very important to choose the right vehicle for the appropriate terrain. They also said that the driving experience in Solar Crown will be realistic and challenging, and thanks to the dynamic weather system, when there's a storm and it starts raining, it will affect the handling of your vehicle too. It's also important to note that the creative director also stated that certain reworks has been done to the Hong Kong Island to ensure that driving fast cars around the map will be a smooth driving experience. For example, certain streets which in real life are just so narrow that they did widen them in game, along with a few other places too, while deeply respecting the identity of Hong Kong Island, which is great to hear. As much as I love realism, at the end of the day, it's still a game, and it shouldn't cause players to be utterly frustrated in the end. The lead artist also goes a little bit further into detail about the map itself, saying that you can cruise anywhere from the financial district and explore all the iconic buildings and skyscrapers in Wan Chai, all the way to the Tai Tam Tuk Reservoir, which is just a small fishing village. Just that statement alone makes me so excited to see the map. Kiloton, please release some in-game footage. We are dying to see what you have built. And lastly, number 4, the racing. So on the Solar Crown map, there will be 14 different districts to explore, each filled with activities, events, and even objects to find and collect. You can also go head to head against other players or friends in instant challenges, beat your own speed trap records, and also wrecks are back. So while you are exploring, you can find certain car parts, and if you can acquire all of the parts, you will be able to restore some very iconic cars that can't be purchased through the dealership. Similar to Horizon 5, except the whole process is a lot more interactive and maybe even grindy, I guess, if you want to put it that way. But as the developers say, exploring and driving in Unlimited Solar Crown is a core part of the game. Oh, and did I mention that there will be petrol stations placed all around the entire island that will restore your car back to its original condition once you drive through them. So yeah, overall, everything that has been presented thus far has been very promising, and I'm excited to hear more next month in the 3rd newsletter. Remember, this game was originally planned for release last year, but got delayed until sometime this year, and I'm seriously hoping that very soon we will get a first glimpse of some proper gameplay, as that will give us a better indication of where this game is heading. But so far, so good. So, what do you guys think about Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown right now? Share us your opinions down in the comment section below, as I do read all of your comments, guys. Will this beat Forza Horizon 5? I don't know. What do you guys think? Anyways, if you guys did enjoy this video or found it helpful, please make sure to smash the thumbs up button, as it really does help me out. And of course, if you guys would like to stay up to date with everything Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown related, be sure to subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace.